Hello, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to give it a couple minutes for people to come into the room. I am going to do like a short little pick card and then do live questions, but I want to get out the notification that we are live and see how it goes. So give me just a moment, please. Let's see. So I did have many requests from clients that I already have and to come on and do a live stream. So I just want to let them know that I'm on and then we will get started. What did it not do? I guess it did it. Okay. There we go. All right. So I got that out and we're going to go ahead and get started. Um, Big energy shifts going on right now in the world. Big, huge changes for everybody in everybody's lives. You may have noticed a lot of being tired. You may have noticed when you're going through ascension, what happens is we'll break through an energetic crust, and then what? And then we end up right before we break through a crust or a boundary or something that we've been going through. We get really tired. We get really tired. We get really tired, and then boom, we got all this energy build up and it explodes into like a lot of energy. And then you find yourself creating brand new routines. You find yourself sometimes having to create brand new all the way around. So if you're anything like me, which some of you are and some of you aren't, I'm a Pisces, Aquarius. So when I go through my ascension processes, which has been, honestly, I feel like I've been going through ascension, this ascension process, the one I'm in right now, since 2015. So that's a long time to be like releasing things out of your family bloodline, you know? Yeah. Some of us came here to break family bloodline um, habits, family bloodline vibrations, and things like that. So it's been an interesting process through the ascension. So what we've got now is I've got brand new cards, brand new living space, brand new. So everything is kind of like becoming brand new for me on my end. I helped a lot of people through the ascension process from 2015 through 2023. And I'll continue helping people through their ascension processes. But I found that my evolving has been intense. Like mine's been really, really intense. A lot of that could have to do with where Saturn is at in my chart now because I am a Pisces Aquarius. It was an Aquarius and then it rolled over into Pisces. And so it was like boom, 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 double whammy, triple whammy on the shifts and the changes for ascension. So who I was 20 years ago, even when I was 21 and I started my spiritual journey, I have aspects of me that are still very similar, but for the most part, I've had the Ascension rebirth a few times since then. So it was like one lifestyle into a huge transformation to the bone, to the bone, all the way into becoming more like a leader on leading people how to come through theirs has been actually, it's been an honor. It's been an honor. It's been a heck of a change, but it's a good change. And it hasn't been bad. Every spiritual worker out there, I don't care who you are, and this could be for people in general. You're going to go through your ups, and you're going to go through, where you've hit a plateau, and then you release all the stuff that was holding on to you when you've gone through your up. Those vibrations will still kind of try to get into your root system because they're down here now. And then you got to level up again, and then it's a whole like weeding your root garden, reading. There you go, weeding your root garden. And that makes a lot of sense to me, because of where I am in my ascension process. Ascensions can be very, very tricky. They can be overwhelming at times, and then they can be completely gratifying. And then you end up being grateful, believe it or not, for all the crap you went through. Once you get out of a ascension process and you're in a brand new layer, we'll call it a layer, you sit back and you go, okay, I'm breathing. And then, things get smoother, finances pick up, things start picking up, things start going better. You start communicating with people more. You start coming up out of your shell. But when you got the root system, and you're like cleaning your root system, we can't always see what's in our roots. We have to feel it. We have to feel it. So then your empathy, beyond just being a psychic, your empathy starts feeling everything. And then you're going, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I have a plant, one of my favorite plants outside, which is a Hydron the Conqueror plant. And the flower itself is called 4 o'clockers. But the 4 o'clockers bring in the Hydron the Conqueror root. And that's a little magical secret right there. Because you look all over line looking for Hydron the Conqueror root seeds, and it's almost impossible to find them. You'll find them under 4 o'clockers. So, and then it's a process to get them to grow. So you can sit back, and go, okay, well, I want some Hydron the Conqueror root so I can overcome all my obstacles and step into my creativity and have some heck of a root for money manifestation, for self-love, for protection. A root that kind of does everything in my frame of mind. It kind of does everything. Well, anyways, so I go outside and the sun, well, let me go back. A week before, the seeds were all coming out beautifully. Like it was flourishing seeds like no other. And then I noticed that on one side of the plant, it was having like a really hard time. My first thought was, oh my gosh, my plant's got a worm. Those little white worms that kill your plants out. I was like, okay, I got to change soil on that. The next day I go out and the entire top of the plant had been barbecued by the sun. And I live in Florida, so it was like, wow, this has really been barbecued. And so I went outside and I decided, you know what? I'm going to go through my plant. I'm going to see what's in there. Okay. And I crud you not, this had effect on my energy. And this is why I'm telling you this, because if you're connected to a plant, or if you're connected to certain things, sometimes those certain things, being empathic, you can feel when you're psychically connected to something. So psychic connection is huge, and it's at times difficult to understand. So I go through my plant and I trim it down. I get all the burnt off, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna come out of this. And my first thought was, there's a worm in the dirt at the root, and it's killing my plant. And I'm like, okay. So I decide, and it's a great big potted plant. It's huge. It's beyond big at this point. It's 3 years old, and I brought it with me from Idaho. It was the first High John the Conqueror plant I've ever grown, and it comes out with these beautiful red flowers, beautiful red flowers, and even the flowers of them are magical. The plant's magical, and since my magic is connected with my plants, because I'm the planter, I'm the grower of them. I can tell when something's wrong with my plant. So I dig up the High John the Conqueror roots really careful. I had High John the Conqueror roots that big around in this plant. You would not believe it. I was just like amazed. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And so I dig them up, and there's three of them in the same pot. And, when I first started digging them up, I'm seeing centipedes, centipede, centipede, centipede. Centipedes represent death. Okay. That would be what their um, spiritual meaning is death. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I have gone through a death cycle, and now I'm coming into a living cycle again, where things start growing, things start coming forward, and that old energy is releasing out. And so I get another tray, and I start going through the dirt, and I'm going through the dirt, and I'm going through the dirt, and I'm, just kind of putting my fingers through it and digging through it and everything. And I find another centipede, and I find another centipede as I'm going through the dirt. I'm going through the dirt. I think I found 4 centipedes. And I was like, huh, 4 centipedes, okay. And then I start putting the dirt back in after I go through it with my hands, and I check it with a fine tooth comb. And then as I'm putting it in, here comes another centipede. And I'm like, I missed that one. So I got that centipede out. And then came to the surface this white worm. I'm like, okay, there's my killer right there. This is the one that's killing my plants. This is the one that's doing this. And yes, I do get that intense with my plants. Like I do. I get like I get pretty detailed about my plants. I talk to them all the time. And so I sat back. I'm like, that's what's affecting my money flow, is that worm right there. Right there. It's affecting my energy. It's affecting all kinds of stuff. And I sat back. I'm like, okay, so it's an energetic worm. I'm paying attention to all this, right? I mean, come on, I'm a psychic. I work with people all the time. And I'm going, this is significant. 5 centipedes and a white worm. I went, okay. The 5 directions, because you got to remember or come into thought that when I planted this plant, I planted it with protection at 5 corners. Okay, in the form of a pentacle. I had done this, and I had put it into the shape of a triquetra, to bring in mind, body, heart, and soul power to this plant, and in my magical experimentation. And, and so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, huh. And so I go through the dirt again and again and again and again. I kept hearing, you need new dirt. You need new dirt. You got to have new dirt. And I'm like, okay, I got to buy a bag of dirt. But in the meantime, I can't leave this root out here. So I come into the house and I grab a Palo Santo stick, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like smudging the dirt. I'm bringing the dirt up and I'm smudging the dirt. I'm smudging the dirt. I'm smudging the dirt. Very soon, I feel this whew go. Now you got to remember, I used to travel in an RV everywhere. So if I went to a perimeter where the energy was not good, and me being in a sensitive state of vibration because of my empathy, I would like get really edgy and want to get out of Dodge. Okay. So for since 2019, was it? It was 2019, my empathy skyrocketed. And I was already extremely psychic. And this made my career really difficult for me because I would feel everything that was going on with my clients. I would feel everything that was going on with um, my energy field. I would feel everything 10 to 20 miles out, if not even further. And so, and being a YouTuber and everything like that, it started wearing me down because I couldn't, just like when I first started with my psyche, I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know how to shut it off. I didn't know how to turn it back on. I didn't have any emotional control over what I was feeling. And so I would do a reading or something, and then I would start feeling angry. Or I would do a reading and I would start feeling so sad I couldn't see straight. Or I would help somebody out who was in a spiritual battle or going through a dark night of the soul. And that energy would, at that time, not anymore, that energy would start to linger into my energy field. And I would literally think it was my own. I would think somebody was attacking me. When in reality, I was just feeling the next client coming in. And so I really had to get myself balanced and focused in what I do and who I am as not only a psychic, but a spiritualist and a naturalist. And it really took me getting connected to my herbs to even have a grounding. And so, since I traveled all the time, my plants that I planted were kind of like my grounding tools. I had my mint, I have my peppermint, I have my spearmint, I have my rue, my rosemary, my hydraulic conqueror, um, a spider plant, and a few other odds and end plants. I have my sage, my basil, my tomato plants, and I would travel with these everywhere I went. And so they would just grow and grow and grow. And I started little pots like this when I left Idaho. Then, throughout the time in Florida, the pots have gotten like this big. And so some of those plants weigh about 50 pounds with the dirt. And so I'm sitting there going through my hydro and I'm like replanting it and telling it, yeah, I'll get you some new dirt. You need new dirt. I'll wash out all the pots and everything like that because plants have DNA too. They have, energy vibrations too. Like, for instance, um, here, this is yarrow. Yarrow is actually one of my favorite plants that grows in Idaho. It smells so good too. I mean, it really smells good. To me, it smells good. To other people, it might stink, but it wakes my senses up immediately. Like, if I feel scattered, I can sit here and inhale this, and it will literally bring me down to earth. Yarrow is one of the number one universal healers in the world, believe it or not, because of its grounding ability, its cleansing of psychic ability, and its purification abilities. Okay. So when yarrow was sprouting up over in Idaho, because it does not grow here in Florida, when it was sprouting up over in Idaho, I used to walk the ditch banks and things like that, and I gather, the wild herbs of Idaho. And I'm learning the wild herbs of Florida right now, but they don't have yarrow. Not anywhere I've been anyway. So I started calling my mother. I said, "Hey, could you go up and check to see if the yarrow's coming up yet?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll go check." She goes check. No, no yarrow. A couple of weeks goes by. "Hey, Mom, could you go check the yarrow and see if it's up yet?" "Yeah, I'll go check and see if it's up." "Oh, I only found a little bit." Well, then she found the master load. So I will have yarrow for sale soon. She's going to be sending that to me. It's fresh picked. It's this year's. It's good stuff. But is a wonderful grounding and centering agent. And I am a firm believer in crystals. I'm a firm believer in herbs. I'm a firm believer in flowers. I believe in all these natural healing remedies. And I will be showing those out later, but we're not going to get into that right now because I'm kind of getting back into where we're at. So, as a psychic, you will find that coming into balancing, you're going to need earth things to do this, especially if you got a lot of air and a lot of water in your chart, especially if you do. Because you can end up feeling like a little like a hurricane. So back where I was about the empathy, learning how to adapt and fill out what is and is not yours is not always easy. So one way that you can do that for yourself is by simply, and this is so simple, if you were in each hand and you take it and you go like this and you see yourself together as whole and just kind of bring it in, hold for a minute until you see like your heart right here, like a shape of a heart being whole, and just breathe. Then you're going to start seeing yourself kind of like in that Buddha position, but you're seeing yourself in your body. Because what this does is it causes you to focus within, and then you can just bring it down and ground. Okay, so you're going to bring it down and ground. So that is kind of like one of the tools that I've used in order to stay in my body through the ascension process. Another tool that I use, sorry, I'll be getting a different chair soon, but this is what I got for right now. So when you can't get grounded and centered and you feel like you're out of your body, you're scatterbrained everywhere, and you just can't seem to catch yourself, like you're tripping over the top of everything and you don't know why, take your fingernail and just kind of pinch, just a little, push in just a little until you feel just a bit of a pinch, and just hold it right there for a minute. This automatically helps your sensors to focus in on your body instead of what's on the outside of you. I've had a lot of people lately come through and they are lost on their directions and what they're doing. They're even turning the wrong way at street signs. They're turning the wrong way at street signs. Like they know they want to go right, but they end up going left. And so get into a good habit of when you're feeling scattered, just to kind of like this, and it will immediately ground you. Also, another thing I've noticed with the energy is that you can be doing okay, and then suddenly there's almost like a panic attack energy going on. A lot of times those panic attack energies are due to somebody else's focus points on us, okay? or we could be coming into an area where we feel a little bit out of balance, or there's a vibration in the area you're going through that your energy is not liking. Okay. When you're going through that, one thing that does help me, and I know it's going to look silly, but it really does help, is right there. Like the second you feel that energy, you take your finger and you got to watch it. Okay. You got to watch it. You got to bring it in. I know it's silly, but it's something that I've been working on with my inner child, because I have an extremely hyperactive inner child with a huge imagination, huge imagination. And there's times I'll be working and stuff like that, and then suddenly I'm just distracted and all over the place. And it's like, okay, what is going on with me? And I'm like, okay, wait, what's my inner child doing? So in Ascension, you've got to learn how to work with your higher self, your middle self, and your child self at the same time. And so when your child self is like out here and hyperactive, I mean, I was one of the most ADD children, diagnosed ADD children, probably in all of school. I was like off the charts with it. So, I had to find something that was kind of fun for my inner child. And that was, where's the finger? Look at it, watch 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 it. It will immediately bring you into center point. So, little techniques you can give yourself that are going to help you through empathy, that are going to help you to realize you're not in the victim state. That's a program. Okay. If you're in the victim state, you're going to know, you're going to have that program. I'm wonderful. How are you? Okay, wait. Aquab 47. I'm wonderful. How are you? Thank you for coming to the channel. So we're just communicating what it's like when your psychic abilities and your empathic abilities are on a sky high, and you're not realizing what your energy vibrations are and what other people's energy vibrations are. So back to where we were. When you're going through these ascension processes, your energy is going to feel sensitive. You're not going to feel like everybody understands you. And they may or they may not, depending on where your ascension is and what crust you're going through. And I call it a crust because it's literally like coming through a crust. It's like a tight squeeze. Do you see what I mean? And you're coming through it like you're going. It's not even like an open doorway you're going through. It's like you're crawling up out of the dirt. You're crawling up out of a zone to get onto another level of energy. Sometimes it's like you got to release in order to float up, because some people are going to be on this vibration and some people are going to be way up here on this vibration. And a lot of that has to do with what is going on with our own personal root system right now. So anyways, just kind of like a little bit of an update on the ascension process and what kind of stuff you could be going through during ascension. Some people's skin feels like it's burning. Other people will feel like their stomach is getting like you want to puke all the time. I've seen that one a lot in ascension. When I worked with other people, okay, so if you're questioning if you're in an ascension process, if you feel like, sometimes you're choking a lot, there's something that's trying to stop you from your ascension process. If you're feeling like something squeezing you and holding on to you, you're probably breaking out of a stronghold. Okay? That's called a stronghold. That's a matrixy thing. Matrices can make you feel sick when you're ascending out of them. When your body is purging out matrixy energy and it's purging out those lower vibrational energies, you can often have to vomit. I know I have. You may burp a lot. You may sneeze a lot. You could get headaches a lot throughout ascension processes. You might feel like your spine is on fire at times when you're going through ascension process. That is your soul's way of letting you know either one of three things. This is where the owies are. What memory is that connected to? And was it even in this lifetime it happened? I've had a lot of things from past life happen, hence why I did not remember what was going on in this life. And I had to connect the dots and go, okay, I released from that in a past life. I even had it to where, okay, there was this person that I was totally attracted to, but they did me massively dirty in a past life. And so I was like, okay, I'm totally attracted to this person, but their energy is so repelling to me, I can't see straight. And they were totally attracted to me, but it was like I wanted nothing to do with them. And I was like, okay, what happened here? Where did this happen at? I went into a past life three or four lifetimes back is where I found this individual. And I sat back and I'm like, okay, what happened here? Come to find out, I had been married to this individual through a contract between our parents. And the dude was a total jerk in that lifetime and totally treated me like trash in that lifetime. So in this lifetime, when that person came forward, and it was like I can meet this person, I could be in a relationship. They are a soulmate. I mean, they are past life with me. I recognized that energy in him because it had not healed from that lifetime to this lifetime. So it was like, okay, now that I know what this was, I can release from it. And it was totally stabbing me in the stomach. It was totally ripping up my spinal cord. But it was something they did in that lifetime, not even in this lifetime. And I had to release up out of that vibration in this lifetime to be freed from that energy. So your body could be showing you bodily pain, but it may not even be caused from this lifetime. The next thing that you'll notice during ascensions is that you get extremely exhausted. This is when your body is purging out energy cords. And these cords could be clear back from the time you were a kid, or they can be a past life energy cord that was just etheric enough because whatever happened in that lifetime was intense enough that it re-showed its face in this lifetime, so that you can clear that karma out and be free of it or heal it, one or the other. The third sign that you're in an ascension process is you suddenly know all kinds of information and you have no idea how you woke up with it. Like you just suddenly know. Or you could have an entire group of friends that you've been friends with for 15, 20 years, and then suddenly you're not friends with any of them. Suddenly they're not your friends anymore. And you're not sure why this happened, but it happened. And so you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, why did this happen? Those were like my best friends. And you're totally heartbroken. It's because you ascended out of their vibration into a higher vibration or a lower vibration than they are at. Whether it's higher or lower, that's going to be, due to the actions that you take in this lifetime and on a soul level. But these are major signs that you are completely in an ascension. Completely. But what happens when we come out of an ascension point? And I'll call it an ascension point because it's like going up the golden staircase. You got this step and woo, got up that step. Sometimes you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, and then boom, you're stuck. You can't go any further, and you can't figure out why. And then it's like, oh, okay, I gotta forgive this now. I got to forgive the past so that goes, so this door will open. And so it's like, oh, okay, now I can get through and I'm going up again. And you're just kind of sitting back and going, okay, I've done this. I've created this and I'm going up my staircase. And sometimes you're going to miss those people and sometimes you're not. But when you're going through ascension, the biggest aspect of the process of ascension is self-love and outer love, forgiveness, releasing, because sometimes we don't even know what lifetime it can be coming from. Sometimes what you're going to find, I went through this when I was going through my dark night of the soul. I've gone through a few of them in this lifetime because I've helped other people come out of their dark nights of the soul. And sometimes when you're doing that, you end up going through it with them. So that is actually a part of work that I've let go of so that I can go back into the kind of work I absolutely love doing. Not saying I don't enjoy helping people through hard times. I am saying the dark night of soul phase for me has come to its ending. And so moving into the brand new beginning for myself, it's going more like into manifestation, setting space, growing flowers, growing herbs, getting back into doing readings and doing what I love and how I love to do it. So this has been a huge thing for me in my new steps of new beginnings is realizing that this state of career is over so this brand new state of career can begin. Because I'm telling you, when we went through from 2019 through 2022, and I need not say more, those were some really difficult and trying years in my ascension process. And so now coming up into a more positive vibration because I finally closed out some cycles that had to be closed, I'm able to see the stuff that's right in front of me instead of, okay, this is what I let go of, this is what I'm releasing. Now it's okay, I released all that. My platter has been cleared. This is what I'm filling my platter up with. So, you know, just a topic on ascension because a lot of people are going through those and wondering what's going on with them. When you're going through a lot of headaches, and some people feel literally energetically fried, meaning their body is shaky all the time. When your body gets shaky and stuff all the time, that is because you were coming through a matrixy or a matrixy worm. Okay, matrixy worms are kind of like a parasite and they hold on to you. Like they'll hold on to your third chakra, your root chakra, your feet, your hands, and they're kind of like being plugged in. So you want to, when you're coming through that, it's a lot of water. Like drink a ton and ton and ton of water because that's going to purge that out. You got to cut out all your sweeties. I kept one sweetie, and that was my vanilla coffee mate. But you're going to keep, you're going to shift your food out so that you can purge out that matrixy. And you're going to have to, like I said, bring yourself to oneness, bring yourself in, bring yourself in. Because the big no I have found through ascension processes is for some reason people think they have to astral travel and leave their body to accomplish something on a spiritual level. When the truth of the matter is this, you have to be in your body where you are present and you can do everything from right there in that point. Outer forces want you to leave your body because that means you're out in the astral. I'm not saying don't astral travel. I mean, I do it. I do, but I don't have to leave my body to do it anymore. When I was younger, I had to leave my body to astral travel. But now I don't have to leave my body to astral travel. I can see everything from right here. I can see everything from my mind's eye. Kind of like watching a TV in my head. I can see it. I can even feel the experiences all around my body as if I was astral traveling, but I'm totally in my body. When we leave our body sometime and we don't have protection and we're in the ascension process, things tend to latch on. That's why when you're sleeping, um, you're more vulnerable and you can get caught in the dream world. So it's really important to stay grounded. So, anyways, I've been talking for about 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and post this because it seems like it's been a pretty good, topic on ascension and what we might be going through in Ascension. I don't always plan things out. When I get on here and I start talking, I just start going with it. And whatever comes out, comes out. And whoever joins me, joins me. So, I'm not sure what time of the day would be the best time of the day to go live stream. And I honestly do not know when I'm going to be going live. I just kind of do it randomly. So that's how it works with me. So I will talk to you all soon. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the liker. Subscribe to my channel if you're new and you would like to enjoy more topics. And I will talk to you later. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. Bye.